Metropolis. Superman plummets from the sky, his body spiraling through a surge of green energy that twists the skyline around him. He crashes into the street with a thunderous impact, the pavement fracturing beneath him like glass under a hammer. Smoke billows around the crater as he groans, forcing himself onto his hands despite the burning ache crawling through his muscles. Footsteps echo behind him. Superman doesn't need to look to know who stands there. Struggling to breathe through the kryptonite poisoning his veins, he forces out a strained plea. You don't have to do this. Behind Superman, two figures stand, Lex Luthor calm and smug in his armored suit, and Metallo glowing with kryptonite energy that keeps Superman pinned to the ground. The radiation forces him to his knees, every breath sharp and painful, but he still tries to reason with the man orchestrating all of it. With his fist digging into the torn ground, he pleads, "Luthor, please, you can stop Metallo. You can stop all of this." Lex only smiles. He tells Superman he can stop it. He'll even pretend to try for anyone watching, but then admits he spent years dreaming of this moment. This is the day he finally erases Superman from the world. And this is the day I finally kill Superman. As the words hang in the toxic air, Superman lifts his head just enough to smirk, whispering a quiet, confident, "Great." The single word rattles Luthor, wiping the satisfaction off his face as he stammers in shock, "What?" Superman slowly pushes himself upright. That confident smile stays on his face as he turns his head toward a shadow approaching through the smoke. He asks calmly, "That's all we needed, right?" Metallo pauses. Lex turns, confused. And then they both see him, Batman emerging from the wreckage with that cold, certain expression. He steps beside Superman, cape dragging through the dust, and says, "Yes, it's damning." The realization hits Lex like a punch. If Metallo's kryptonite isn't affecting Superman, then Metallo isn't Metallo. He spins toward him, panic rising, insisting he check the kryptonite himself. Metallo slowly glances back at him. He whispers, "Yes." In the blink of an eye, Metallo's metallic frame reshapes, revealing not a machine built to kill Superman, but Martian Manhunter standing tall. He calmly says it happened 10 minutes ago, long before Wonder Woman dismantled the real Metallo somewhere else. Batman steps forward, tapping the side of his cowl with a small, satisfied smirk. He explains that every word Lex bragged about, every confession, every slip of ego was recorded right through Batman's lenses. If Lex wanted to mastermind the murder of a national treasure, he really should have accounted for his own obsession with gloating. And as Batman finishes that warning, Lex snaps, rage boiling over, charging forward with a blast of energy meant to wipe the smile off of Batman's face. Lex fires, but Superman is there in an instant, moving faster than Lex can blink, slamming into the blast and absorbing it head-on. The attack fizzles uselessly across Superman's chest. Standing firm, Clark tells Lex that he doesn't think like a genius, never claimed to. But even he knows that doubling down on an attempted murder isn't exactly a brilliant strategy. And before Lex can muster a rebuttal, Superman dismantles his suit piece by piece at super speed, tearing armor off until Lex is left in nothing but scraps. With Batman and Martian Manhunter closing in, Lex finds himself surrounded on all sides. His plan exposed, his escape eliminated, his ego crushed. Superman stands next to him and delivers the final word. "You're done. You're going away, Luthor." Lex Luthor is hauled off to a prison cell, but instead of looking defeated, he sits calmly at a table with a full chessboard laid out, every piece perfectly arranged, as if he's been waiting for this moment. When the guard calls his name, Lex's smile widens, slow and deliberate. The expression of a man who still thinks he's 3 moves ahead of the world. The guard informs him that he has a visitor, and Lex doesn't even need to guess who it is. Superman steps into the room. He isn't here for a lecture or a victory lap. He wants information. He asks Lex, "Where is he?" referring to the welder who helped modify Metallo's armor and has now mysteriously vanished. Lex pretends confusion, playing innocent with a calm, almost playful tone, asking Superman to narrow it down, as if the question were absurd. But beneath the smirk, the game has already begun, and Lex is thrilled. Superman standing across from him, searching for answers while Lex holds all the pieces he wants to reveal, and all the ones he doesn't. Superman doesn't sit, and that alone annoys Lex more than anything. Superman stays standing, staring him down while demanding answers. The wielder linking you to Metallo's armor plating has gone missing. Lex, amused, tries to turn it into a game. Literally. He picks up a black and white chess piece and jokes about how impossible it is to choose who goes first when Superman has X-ray vision and super speed. He can't hide the piece in his hand because of his X-ray vision or play rock, paper, scissors because of his super speed. He even proposes guessing games. Okay, I'm thinking of a number, 1 or 2. If you guess right, you go first. Superman refuses to play along. You'll cheat, he says. The irritation flashes across Lex's face for only a moment before he moves on, pretending not to care. Lex shifts gears and tries to regain control. Fine. You think of either 1 or 2. You're thinking of the number 2. Superman isn't here for Lex's ego. He's here because a man has vanished. For that, Superman replies with a yes. Superman finally sits down across from Lex in the dim prison room. The chessboard set between them. He studies Lex carefully, his voice calm as he tells him he's been thinking about what Lex really wants out of all of this. Lex casually places the chess pieces back onto the board, pretending the conversation is nothing more than a simple match he wants Superman to make your move in. Superman stays seated, unmoved, and reminds Lex of everything he already has. The billions of dollars, the influence, the power most people couldn't even dream of. Lex brushes it off with an effortless, "I'm quite comfortable, yes." But Superman pushes the truth back toward him. It isn't the money or status he's after. Superman tells him it's control, and the word makes Lex tense for just a heartbeat before he shuts it down and orders him again to move. Superman doesn't budge. Lex tells him, "If it is control I want, you needn't worry. I can't control much from a cell." Superman tells Lex that even if he claims he can't control anything from inside this cell, he won't stay locked up for long. Someone like Lex always finds a way out, and once he does, he'll go right back to hurting people, to pulling strings in the shadows, to treating Metropolis like a puzzle only he can solve. Superman finally makes the first chess move, sliding a knight forward, and Lex immediately mocks him for it, calling it pathetically on brand. Like Superman had just revealed some cosmic flaw in himself through a single piece of carved wood. Superman doesn't react. He just tells Lex the truth, that he can't understand him. But Lex moves his own piece and fires back, saying of course Superman can't understand. He's an alien. Superman keeps his focus. He tries again to cut through the ego, telling Lex that if he weren't so obsessed with controlling, his mind could be capable of unbelievable things. That together they could have changed the world for the better. Lex even admits the idea crossed his mind. I'd be lying if I said the thought hadn't crossed my mind. Lex Luthor and Superman together. An infinite mind and an infinite reach. For a moment, everything goes quiet between them. No insults, no moves, just two men staring at each other. The silence is finally broken by a guard's voice from the doorway, calling for Superman. The cell door opens and a guard steps in, clearing his throat. He tells Superman that Batman has already found the missing welder, the man who linked Lex to Metallo's armor, and that the guy is a bit worse for wear but alive. Superman nods a simple thank you and rises from his seat. Lex immediately tries to pull him back into the game, reminding him, "It's your move." But Superman shakes his head and says, "No." He steps towards the exit while Lex grows louder and more desperate, asking if he's absolutely sure, insisting the game was just getting interesting. Superman keeps walking, telling him, "I'm not playing your game, Lex. I can move in a way you can't. I can move outside this cell." Behind him, Lex's voice echoes off the concrete walls as he screams after him. demanding to know where he's going, furious that Superman dares turn his back on him. But Superman doesn't stop. He doesn't look back. He just walks out of the prison while Lex shouts his name. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to this channel.